Let me guess, you started strong. You had the plan, the routine, even the fancy new journal. You told yourself, this time it's gonna be different. And it was, for like 3 days. Then life got busy. You miss one day, then two, and suddenly you're back at square one again. You keep restarting, wasting time and energy, wondering why it never sticks. But here's the thing, it's not because you're lazy or undisciplined. It's because you've been taught the wrong way to stay consistent. Today, I'm going to walk you through why you don't stay consistent and how to finally fix it, even if you failed 100 times before. Let's start with the first trap most people fall into. Most of us are really good at starting. That little rush of dopamine when you plan everything out, it feels amazing. New routine, new gear. You feel like your life's about to change. But here's what actually happens. You start, it gets hard, you fall off, you feel bad, you start over again. That loop isn't just annoying, it's tiring. It makes you feel like you're always trying but never getting anywhere. The truth is, you're not failing because of a lack of effort. You're stuck in a dopamine loop that rewards excitement but punishes you if you follow through. So how do you break that cycle? Let's start by busting the biggest myth about discipline. People love to say stuff like, just be more disciplined. Like willpower is something you can just summon on command. But willpower, it runs out fast. There is a study where some people had to resist cookies while others just ate them. The cookie resistors gave up way faster on a puzzle afterward, just because they'd burned all their self-control saying no to a simple cookie. That's how fragile willpower is. When you're tired, stressed, or anxious, it collapses. The real problem isn't you. It's that you don't have a backup plan for your low energy days. Systems beat motivation. For instance, if you want to exercise consistently, have a backup plan in case you have limited time. For instance, just do 20 push-ups and 20 pull-ups. No time to work on your project for a whole hour? Just work for 15 minutes. And speaking of energy, let's talk about how you're not the same person every day and why that actually matters more than you think. Most people think being consistent means acting exactly the same every single day. But that's not how humans work. Some days you've got energy, some days you don't. Some days you're focused, some days you just want to lie on the floor and scroll. Trying to act like you're the same person every day is setting yourself up to fail. So reframe it. You're not one person, you're a team of yous passing the baton. Your job isn't to be perfect every day. It's to keep the chain going, even if that day's version of you is crawling. But here's what trips up most people. The second they break the perfect streak, they throw the whole thing away. You ever think, if I can't do the whole workout, what's the point? Yeah, that's perfectionism disguised as ambition. This mindset is a killer. You miss one day and think, oh, I blew it. So you quit, even though it was just one day. Consistency isn't about never missing, it's about not quitting when you do miss. Aim for continuity, not perfection. One push-up counts. One sentence in a journal, one tiny win. Save your progress every day, so your future self doesn't need to start from zero again. But even with a good mindset, your brain's still trying to sabotage you. So let's outsmart it. There's a reason you'd rather scroll TikTok than work out. It's called future discounting. This means People often prefer a smaller instant reward over a larger future reward, even if the difference in value is significant. Your brain values instant rewards way more than future ones. So yeah, your brain literally wants to doom scroll instead of doing push-ups. But not because you're weak, but because it thinks short-term comfort is more important than long-term success. Here's how to fight that. Treat the future you like someone you care about. A friend, a sibling, a kid. You wouldn't screw them over just to stay comfortable for 5 more minutes, right? If you are struggling with doom scrolling, you might want to watch this video where I provide a simple system to gently interrupt doom scrolling. But even when you do everything right, there's still one moment where people quit, and that's when they don't see results fast enough. You've been showing up for 2 weeks, eating better, working out, journaling, and nothing's changed. You step on the scale, you look in the mirror, you check your mood, and it all looks the same. That's the moment most people give up. But here's what you need to know. Progress is invisible before it's obvious. Compounding takes time. As long as you remain consistent, the result will show sooner or later. To stay patient long enough to see results, you've got to make your habits so easy they're almost impossible to skip. Here's a trick that you can use that I call the minimum viable effort rule. Most people think if they don't do the full habit, the whole workout, the whole routine, it doesn't count. So they do nothing. So here's the fix. If it takes more than 2 minutes, it's too much at the start. Want to journal? Write 1 sentence. Want to work out? Do 10 push-ups. Want to read? Just read a paragraph or 2. You're not trying to crush it. You're just building the identity of someone who shows up. But showing up only works if you actually remember to do it. And that's where most people mess up. Oh no, I forgot to do it. Yeah, happens to everyone. But here's the truth. Forgetting isn't a you problem. It's a design problem. No reminders, no routine slot, no trigger. Even the best habit dies without structure. So, fix your environment. Leave your journal on your pillow, put your shoes by the door. Set your mat where you can't miss it. Design your life like someone who knows they will try to bail, and remove this option. Burn your boats so that the only option you have is to do what you need to do. And even with all this, you will still fall off sometimes. So let's talk about the rule that keeps me from quitting when I do. Here's one of the most important rules I follow. Never miss more than 2 days in a row. Day 1, whatever. Day 2, fine. Day 3, that's the danger zone. If you miss 3 days, the habit dies. So on day 3, you have to show up. Even if it's just 1 minute. Even if it's sloppy. That rule has saved me from quitting over 50 goals. It's flexible enough for real life, but strong enough to keep your momentum alive. Now, none of this works if you're constantly beating yourself up for every mistake. So let's fix that next. If your friend messed up, you wouldn't say, "Whoa, you're such a failure." But that's how most of us talk to ourselves. We sleep once and our brain goes full bully mode. Here's a simple fact. But if you don't like yourself, you won't take care of yourself. Self-compassion isn't weakness. It's fuel. So be kind to the future you. Forgive the past you. Respect the version of you that's trying. And finally, let's talk about the mindset that makes all of this work long term. Stop saying, I'm just not a consistent person. That's like saying, I'm just not a person who can do push-ups. Sure, not yet. Consistency is a skill. You can train it like anything else. Start with 2 minutes every single day. Start with 2 minutes every single day, and eventually it will run on autopilot. Here's the key. Stop chasing perfect streaks, but start chasing ugly consistency. I filmed videos with bad lighting, did 20 push-ups and counted it as a full workout. I write my YouTube script while doom scrolling on YouTube. Not perfect, I know, but I showed up, and that's the win. So, if you start strong but always fall off, wait for motivation to magically appear, think consistency means being perfect, just remember, consistency isn't about going hard. It's about not disappearing. Show up late, show up tired, show up messy. Just show up. That's how you win. And if you're thinking, okay, I get it, consistency matters, but how do I actually build a system that makes it automatic? Perfect. That's exactly what the next video is about. I'll break down how to create simple systems that run on autopilot. It even works on your lazy, tired, I don't feel like it days. So if you're done relying on motivation, watch this next video where I show you how to build a system that does the work for you.